Welcome, my dear students. We miss you all. This is the first science session in the first term, which include very important and interesting items. As we said in the last year, the item energy. What's meant by energy? Who can tell me? Yes, energy is the ability to do work or make a change. Do you remember with me some forms of energy as we studied before? Yes, heat energy, electric energy, potential and kinetic energy, magnetic energy, and light energy. Do you think that all these forms of energy can be seen? Great! Yes, the only form of energy that can be seen is the light energy. So the light energy that can be seen, we call it visible spectrum. Again, the light energy that can be seen, we call it visible spectrum. Now we must study the sources of light. Who can say some sources of light in our daily life? Yes, like lamp, candle. But what is the main source of the light on the earth? Great, the sun. So the sources of light are the sun, which is the main source of light, candles, lamps like electric lamp and kerosene lamp. What about the moon? Is moon considered as a source of light? And why? Who can answer? Well done. Moon is not considered as a source of light. That's because it reflects only the sunlight. After that, we will study the properties of the light, which are light travels in straight lines, light transmits through different materials, light reflection, light refraction, light separation or splitting. Again, the properties of light are light travels in straight lines, light transmits through different materials, light reflection, light refraction, and light separation. First property is light travels in straight lines. By a simple experiment, we can prove this. Let's see this video. Break 3 wooden or carton partitions. Each one has a centered hole. Centered hole is a small hole in the center of the wooden partition. Put them in a row in front of a source of light. You can see that the light shows from the other side in one straight line. But when you move the second partition to the right or left side, you can't see the light from the other side. From the previous, we conclude that Light travels in straight lines. As a result of traveling of light in straight lines, some phenomena happen, as formation of image through narrow holes and formation of shadow. Let us discuss the first phenomenon, the formation of image through narrow holes, which is considered the main idea of photographic camera. In a dark room, put a candle in front of a narrow hole of a box. Move the candle forward and backward. You will see a minimized and inverted image on a semi-transparent paper. Pay attention. Minimized means small. Inverted means upside down. So from the previous, we also conclude that light travels in straight lines. The second life application on traveling of light in straight lines is formation of shadow. Can you put your hand between a source of light, as torch, and the wall? What can you see? Yes, a dark area of your hand is formed on the wall. This dark area is formed on the wall, and we call it shadow. Now, what's meant by shadow? The shadow is a dark area which is formed when the light falls on an opaque object. Again, the shadow is a dark area which is formed when the light falls on an opaque object. Opaque means the light can't pass through it, and we will study it later, inshallah. Now we must know some details about shadow. When the object gets nearer to the light source, its shadow becomes bigger, while when the object goes far from the light source, its shadow becomes smaller. The second property of light is transmitting of light through different materials. Light transmits through different materials with variable degrees. So we can classify materials according to their ability to transmit light into transparent materials, translucent or semi-transparent materials, and opaque materials. We will define each one of them. Let's start with transparent materials. They are the materials that allow most light to pass through, and objects can be seen clearly behind them. Just like clear air, clear water, glass cup, and glass window. What about the translucent or semi-transparent materials? They are the materials that allow some light to pass through, and objects can be seen less clearly behind them. Just like frosted light bulb and tissue paper. What about the third material, which is opaque material? The opaque materials are the materials which don't allow the light to pass through, so things cannot be seen through it. Just like people, books, rocks, tables, and cartoons. Now let us see together some questions about this part. Question 1 complete. The sources of light are, can you remember? Great! Sun, electric lamp, and lightened candle. The light travels in, yes, in straight lines. The image formed in the camera is great, minimized and inverted. Question 2. Give reasons for formation of shadow or formation of image. These two questions have the same answer, which is because light travels in straight lines. Now let's move to another group of questions. Complete. Materials are classified according to transmission of light into perfect, transparent, translucent, and opaque materials. We can see clearly through what material and can't see clearly through great, transparent materials and opaque materials. Give reason for. We can see less clearly behind semi-transparent materials. Why is that? Correct, due to they allow some light to pass through them. This was our part for today. Thank you and goodbye.